What's up everybody, Zach here with Sewing Out Quilting. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these awesome sewing machine covers. Let's get started. These are great little projects because, as I'm sure you know, if you're doing a lot of cutting and sewing, you're going to build up a lot of dust and fibers that get floating around everywhere. And if you have a machine that you don't necessarily use all that much, you can put one of these on there and keep it nice, keep it clean, keep the dust out of all the little intricate parts on it. So it's just a fun little project. For this project, you're going to need a 12-inch square panel. Obviously that can be anything you want, totally your choice. You're going to need two pieces that are cut to 3.5 inches by 12 inches. Two pieces that are cut to 2.5 inches by 18 inches, and one big piece that is 15.25 inches by 18 inches, which is going to be for the back side of your project. You're also going to need your binding. Once you have your panel cut down to 12 inches square, take your pieces that are 3.5 inches by 12 inches, and these are going to go on each side of your panel. So we'll just take this and lay them down right sides together with the panel along that edge. I'm just going to clip this in place so that nothing gets out of whack. Go. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Once you have those pieces on, go ahead and press both sides, and then from there we're going to take our smaller strips, or thinner, longer strips, and we'll add those to the top and bottom. At this point, you want to trim up your piece to 15.25 inches tall by 18 inches wide. Once you get to this point, the next step is to take your piece that is going to be covering the back side of your machine, which again is cut to 15.25 inches by 18 inches, just same as the front. And you're going to lay this down, right sides together with your front. Get that all lined up. And we're going to sew this top edge together, that way it'll open up and drape over the machine. Once you have your piece to this point, the outside of your cover is done. I'm going to set this aside for 1 second and get a piece of backing. I've made this piece just a couple inches wider on all edges. Lay this down, just like that. I'm going to take a piece of batting that's about the same size as my backing, and lay that right over the top of it. We're going to lay our top piece over the top of it. Once I got this laid in place, I'm going to go ahead and pin the entire thing. And yes, I'm saying pin because I want to actually pin this instead of wonder clip it, and to where it will just stay really flat during this process, because the next step is to actually go ahead and quilt this. All I'm doing here is I'm just marking some 45-degree lines on my piece to where I can go ahead and quilt right across those lines. I'm just using a little bit of chalk is all. Now that I've got that mark, I'm going to go ahead and quilt the whole thing. For this next step, I actually forgot to mention this at the beginning, but you're going to need 4 pieces that are cut to 2 inches by 15 inches. And what these are going to be, you can see this right here, these are going to be these little ties to tie it off, to tie this cover off on the side of your machine. What you're going to do here is you're going to take these pieces and fold them in half right down the middle. You're going to want to press these real good. Then you'll open this up, now you have that crease in the center, and you'll fold the edge down to center, down to that crease in the middle, and then press that. There we are. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Last step is you're going to take this and fold it back, fold the middle crease back, and this is going to make your strap. Once you have this pressed and folded, take it over your machine and sew right along the edge just to close this off. At this point, you should have your top assembled and quilted and your ties ready to be added to it. I'm gonna go ahead and square this up just right along the edges of my quilt top and then add the ties to it. Now that I have this squared up, I'm going to put it top side down. I'm just gonna lay it on my cutting mat where I can have something to measure it against. I'm going to lay my ties down on it, like I said, like 4 inches up, and I'm going to just clip these on, so get these in place, and then I'll sew them on. With the ties on, it's ready to be bound. I'm gonna go ahead and take my binding, which I've got pre-assembled here, and get that added on, and we'll see what the finished product looks like. And there you have it. Our sewing machine cover is done and it's looking awesome. This is a really cool pattern and one that's really versatile. You can do a lot of different things with. If you want to make it a little wider for a longer machine, shorter for a smaller machine, or even put some flaps on it or enclose the sides so you have an actual like slip over case you can put on. So a lot of variety there. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, and please share these videos with your friends. It means the world to us and it's super easy to do. The pattern for this is free in the description below, so check that out. I'm Zach, teaching you how to sew like a pro, and we'll see you next week here at Sew Ya Clothing.